What's up, everybody? What's up, people? You know what, y'all? I'm starting to worry about myself. I don't want to date. I want motherfuckers to leave me alone. I'm gonna give y'all a minute to get up in here. I'm just gonna roll up. Hey, AZ King, Tony, Judah. Hey, Kings. Listen, y'all. Your girl, I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I have a mental deficiency in my life right now. I don't want to date. Okay? I just ran into this dude yesterday, right? They building a smoke shop right around the corner from me. So I went in there and I was looking at it. It's real nice how they building in this shit. It's dope in there. So I just went in there and said a few nice words. And this dude was like, hey, trying to talk. I wasn't paying him no fucking mind. So by the time I get to my building, he's pulling up. He followed me. What's up, JR? What's up, Pluto? What's up, Murmur? He followed me around. He went and ran and got his truck. He got an Escalade, one of them big ass trucks, and followed me, right? Holding up all the traffic and everything. So I'm talking to him. I'm like, okay, let me come in the car and talk to you so that you could get out the way so people can go. Because he wasn't moving. Okay, so I talked to him for a minute. He told me he had owned a bar and, he had to close the bar down because some shit happened or whatever. But he said he was getting ready to get another one, and, telling me he was talking like that. So he was like, you're a beautiful woman. I said, listen, I'm all right. Like, I'm not no beautiful woman. I'm not no, I'm okay. I'm a human being. I'm alive. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. You know what I mean? So then he was like, well, maybe we can go out sometimes, go to the beach, just walk and talk or take a ride, whatever you want to do. He asked me what I like to do. What's up, Dro? I don't even know y'all what the fuck I like to do anymore. Like, I am so used to being by myself. I don't want nobody really. Like, I'm really happy right now by myself. Okay? So he I gave him my number. I don't know why the fuck I do that. I gave him my number. So today I'm at work. First he was like, "Oh, so maybe we can talk tonight." I was like, "No, we can't talk tonight. I'm going in my house. I'm going to relax. Because the only fucking people I be wanting to talk to, y'all, is my mother, my son if he calls me, or y'all. I don't want to talk to these niggas, yo. I don't want to. They don't have nothing to fucking tell me. They don't have nothing to fucking tell me. So then he called as soon as I get to work. I'm at work today. Around like 10 or 11, he hits me up. Hey, how are you? Bitch, I'm good. I just fucking saw you last night. Like, it's not like I ain't seen you 3 or 4 days. Then I get home tonight. Mind you, I didn't even get home the regular time I get home. I got off a little early today. And it was raining. So I had my I came in the house. I must have been here 10, 15 minutes. This nigga called my phone. Nigga, is you watching me now? Like, is you watch? How the fuck did you know that I had gotten the house? So now I'm about to block his ass. I'm wrong, y'all, because I don't like motherfuckers stalking me. My time is my fucking time. If I want to talk to you, I don't owe you. I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to correspond with you. I just fucking met you like I just started talking to you yesterday. You already done fucking reached out to me. First you wanted to talk to me last night. We just fucking met. Now you want to fucking, I'm at work. I'm telling you I got a meeting. I'll talk to you another time. Then you gonna fucking call me as soon as I get in the fucking door? I don't play that shit. I don't play that shit, y'all. I don't play that shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. And if I see him, I'm gonna say, yo, I got back with my ex. I don't want to talk to nobody. Cause like, no, you doing too much, bruh. You doing too fucking much. Let me block his ass right now. I'm about to block your ass, nigga. Then he telling me, yeah, I was working, I had the bar and I had somebody helping me and I was giving them 5 G's a week. And it's, look, nigga, I'm not no fucking low life chick. I don't be attracted to niggas because of their money. I can make my own fucking money. Whatever God wants me to have, God is going to make sure I have. I'm not attracted to nobody for their fucking money. I don't be using people for their money. Like, damn. Then my ex from fucking when I was 23, I'm 54, y'all. He fucking writes me from jail. Oh, did you know I'm about to come home? I'm gonna come looking for you. I'm gonna come looking for you in that birthmark because I got a distinctive birthmark on my foot. I'm gonna come looking for you. I can't wait, bitch. I done told him already too. Like, nigga, that was 30 something years ago. Like, back the fuck up off me. Go fucking call your wives or whoever the fuck you be fucking with and go run after them. Like, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to none of these niggas, yo. I like to come home and relax. And I get up here and I listen to my shows. Sometimes I try to work on a video that I want to do. Like, niggas, leave me. All they want in the end to me is a piece of ass. And I'm tired of these niggas. I really am, yo. I need a fucking break. I'm not the type of woman that I feel like I'm nothing if I'm not dating or somebody's not up in my fucking face. What's up, 90s baby? I know how to be alone. Like, I'm a grown ass fucking woman. Then, when I was talking to him yesterday, we was talking about the other smoke shop, and I was like, yeah, it'd be too many young niggas out there. And one of them be trying to talk to me. He said, yeah, the light skinned one. How the fuck do you know which one was trying to talk to me, my nigga? How the fuck do you know that? Oh, I got mace and a knife. The fucking first time I feel threatened, I'ma mace a motherfucker and then I'ma cut him and stab him and slice him the fuck up. I'm not playing with nobody trying to invade my fucking space, yo. I'm not playing with these niggas, yo. Yeah, the light skinned one. Bitch, how you know it was the light skinned one? How did you know that? Like, leave me the fuck alone. Like, what's gonna happen is somebody's gonna get hurt, and it ain't gonna be me. Don't fuck around with my personal space. I only fucking allow. If I allow you to be in my personal space, then that's fine. I'm good, you. I'm good. AZ King. I told you I'm gonna come out there, and I'm gonna go to the gun range, and I'm gonna apply for my license. But I know how to defend myself without a gun. I will stab the fuck out of you. I was stabbing my grandmother when she was my age. Somebody tried to rape my grandmother in the elevator in her building. She stabbed that nigga in his eyes with a pair of scissors, yo. I don't come from a fucking family that we don't know how to defend ourselves. My fucking family is crazy as fuck. And they will stab you and slice the fuck out you. Even my grandfather, when they tried to rob him, that nigga stabbed 3 niggas and he was in his 60s. So I come from a family of stabbers. I will juke the shit out you. And I was hoping that, what's up, Broadway? I was hoping that I wasn't seeming like bitter or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, but right now, this is my life. If I don't want to have nobody invading my space, I don't have to. I don't have to, nigga. You just met me yesterday. I walk in the fucking door from work. You already blowing up my phone. How the fuck did you know that I was in the house? You parked across the street or some shit? Yeah, my grandfather and my grandmother did not fucking play. And my uncles either. And or my aunts. Or my mother. Like, I don't come from no chicken shit family. I will stab the shit out of one of these niggas. Just leave me the fuck alone. Anyway, I just blocked his ass. Um, Check this out, y'all. I don't know if y'all heard this story about this young girl and her man. She was having a baby. This happened somewhere, I think it was Fulton County in Georgia. Um, she had diabetes and she had a high risk pregnancy. And she was telling, hey, Holly, she was telling the doctors that she would rather get a C section instead of giving birth the traditional way. And they told her, no, 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 you don't have to get a C section. You can give birth. You're okay to do that. Fast forward, she's giving birth to the baby, and the baby's shoulders got stuck. And the doctor, this was a woman doctor, I think her name is Dr. Julian or some shit like this, was trying to pull the baby out of her and decapitated the baby, y'all. Took the baby head off, y'all. Then they had to go back in and give her a C-section so that they could take the rest of the baby out of her. I just want to talk about this because in my whole 54 years of life, I have never heard no shit like that, y'all. Ever. Now, I've been hearing people saying lately that we shouldn't have our babies in the hospitals no more. And I'm starting, after hearing this shit, I'm starting to feel like that shit is true. That shit right now, I want to cry. I want to fucking cry. I'm holding my tears right the fuck now. Then they tried to hide the shit. Okay? They tried to hide the fact that they was responsible for decapitating that baby. Like, this is how, and let me tell y'all too. I just went back to work, right? I told y'all I have to go to the office now. I'm at a new job. And let me tell you something. These motherfuckers, the way they be looking at me, I wouldn't be surprised if one day it be a fucking noose on my fucking desk. That's how these motherfuckers be looking at me. And then sometimes they come in groups to walk past. Mind you, I'm not the only black girl in there. There's a lot of black people that work in there. But for some reason, maybe it's because I'm new. Maybe it's my aura. What's up, Ben? But these motherfuckers feel like, I don't know, like they could just try to intimidate me and be looking at me and shit, y'all. I will wait for one. What's up, NC? I will wait for one of these motherfuckers and beat the backyard shit out of them. I have too much frustration in me right now trying to fight to make it and take care of myself in this fucking world for people to be fucking with me, y'all. Hey, Lexi, I'm not the one. And it's even a black fucking girl that's in there that she's acting like them. And that bitch is about 4 or 5 shades blacker than me. It's fucking unbelievable, y'all. It's unbelievable. The type of shit that you got to deal with grown adults. This is why I was glad I was working at home. This is because I didn't have to deal with all of this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that I feel, I could beat up like 10 motherfuckers at once. Like that's the way I feel right the fuck now. That's the way I feel right now. If you think you're going to attack me because of my complexion, you got another motherfucking thing coming, yo. You're going to get the worst motherfucking beatdown of your life. Hopefully, I don't take you out of here because I'm not the one, y'all. I'm not. And one of them was a fat motherfucker. They all look strange. One of them look exactly like Powder. I told one of the co-workers there, and I was telling them about it, and she was like, who? I said, the one that looked like motherfucking Powder. And they knew exactly who I was talking about. But you know what, Queen? I've been in places like that, and I did I don't talk to them, but you're not going to come past me because I'm an empath, and I can feel people's aura. They don't have to say nothing to me. I can feel motherfuckers' aura. So Powder be walking, and I think he gay too. And I'm gonna tell him one day. I'm gonna tell him, you remind me of this character in a movie that I saw. And I'm gonna tell him that he looked like Powder. I don't give a fuck who don't like it. I'm gonna tell him, bitch. Bitch ass nigga. That's a really now going back to this baby thing, y'all. I hope they sue the fucking shit out of that hospital. And if it was me too, I would say put my last name on this fucking hospital from now on. I'm the motherfucking administrator in this bitch. Okay, put my this fucking if it was my Queen Lotus Hospital, whatever, Interfaith, whatever the fuck. It's my name now. And if anything like this ever happen again, heads is gonna fucking roll out this bitch. Unfucking believable. In 2023, these people was pulling that baby so fucking hard like that. Then you got the little white girl, the little wannabe driller little girl that's 9 years old. I told y'all she wasn't dead. I knew it. My spirit don't lie to me. Soon as I heard the story, my mind said it came from my gut. She ain't dead. They fucking with y'all because it was too much hoopla from the Alabama shit, right? The shit that happened in Alabama was creating a frequency out this bitch. Okay, these people know how to manipulate energy. So they had to do something to throw us off and put the energy somewhere else. And they put the energy on this little white girl. Because that Alabama shit riled our asses the fuck up out here. I ain't going to stay on too long, y'all, because at 7 o'clock, CJ's going to be on Hood thing, and I don't want to interrupt, but Queen, I heard the hospital lie, said they don't know the doctor. How you don't know your people assisted? They know the doctor. Please listen. By the time I be finished, that shit'll be Queen Lotus Interfaith Hospital. It'll be my name on that bitch. And I'll be there every day. Every day. So the little white girl was actually trying to do drill, just in a little softer way. I think the brother was interested in drill and he created her character for her. And she was running around. Her mother was a real estate agent. And her mother would let her go to these luxury houses and act like it was hers, and they would film things there and all of this crazy shit. But the father is a narcissist. The father found out she was, Lil Tay. The father found out she was making money. Mind you, he owed $400,000 in taxes. He's a lawyer, and they come from Canada or some shit. This little girl took pictures with Chief Keef. You could see Juice WRLD was behind it. They all had this look on their face like, the little girl is drilling. It was really fucking disturbing. But the little girl ain't dead. They released a statement saying, oh, somebody hacked her account. But y'all let the shit go all day and thousands of videos, and ain't none of y'all get up there and put anything anywhere public to say that was a lie? Y'all let it go for a whole day? No, y'all used that shit because y'all wanted to dilute that energy because we was flying high off that Alabama shit. See, I know I'm starting to figure out how these motherfuckers manipulate our fucking energy. Anytime we feel in a certain way, we be disrupting the motherfucking energy out this bitch. So they always come with something else now. Hell yeah, 90s. They always come with something else to switch our frequency and bring our frequency down a little bit. Change the shit. Direct our energy somewhere else. Okay? That's what that shit was about. That's why they let that shit fly. Yeah, they got to turn us down because we turned up. See, we was turned like that and just don't focus on anything with these people. Honey. I saw little gangsters making videos talking about how he loved black people and how, he was waiting for something. We needed something like this. Hell yeah, Chris. Yes, I found out NASA, our real enemy. Yeah, I found out about that NASA shit years ago too. All these motherfuckers. All this whole system is all that shit, y'all. They know about energy and they know how to manipulate it. We don't know shit. Hell yeah, Judah and JR. But I know that, when I start talking like that, people don't be wanting to hear that shit. But I'm telling y'all, it's the truth. These people, I knew they was going to come with something else. Because we was fucking, I don't know, the Richter scale, whatever they used to measure the frequency, that shit must have been off the chart, yo. Okay? Anyway, I was just jumping up here real quick because, I just had to vent to y'all. I want these fucking PUSSY hunting ass niggas to leave me the fuck alone, yo. I will hurt one of these niggas. I'm very dangerous right now. I'm very, very dangerous. I know when I have to seclude myself away from
Pisces, welcome to your weekly love messages. To get to like, share,
iPad
subscribe,
came on.
comment, all that stuff.
Shut your ass up. If they expose what we really can do with energy, we'll never pay another power bill. That's a fact, Judah. Stay on your craft. Keep evolving. I am porn star. You better believe that, JR. You too. Yeah, we desensitized to seeing ourselves take losses against the oppressors and ourselves, but that brawl was a sign of our camaraderie getting stronger. That's a fact, 90s. We needed that. We needed that to remind us of the love we have for each other. And this white man broke down that there was that place where that happened was a place where they used to do the trading with the slaves. Okay? And he showed in the water, he was basically saying it was a spirit in the water helping that young boy. Even if he couldn't swim, they would have took his ass over there. And he showed it. He put it on the like the white people was just as excited as we was. Not all white people was racist. A lot of them don't like that shit that's going on either. Just like we don't like some of the shit that our people be fucking doing. They don't be living their life like that, just hating black people just because they black shit. It's on my Instagram, sis. I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send it to your inbox. When people be thinking I be lying when I'm talking about spirit. Spirit is out here. I already done played y'all Dr. Jula talking to me from another fucking realm. This shit ain't no fucking joke. Let me send you this before I forget. Oh, look at my little nephew. He's such a cutie. They growing up to be such little cuties. Put this video at? Here it is. I'm sending it to you right now, Lexi. I'm putting it in our chat because it's right there on the top. It's a weird world out here, y'all, now. It really, really is. And I think that God is secluding me just so I can get my spirit together because I'm a fucking warrior. I'm a warrior. And I will hurt a motherfucker trying to play with me when I'm feeling like this. So I think that God is trying to say, just sit your ass down and get yourself together before you get involved with anybody. Because I'm dangerous right now, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm not fucking playing with nobody. I'm not. And I need for these niggas to keep their little dirty ass penises away from me. I don't want them. And I don't have to date nobody if I don't want to. I don't have to sleep with nobody if I don't want to. Leave me the fuck alone. I come home, I like to come in here, roll my joint, eat my food, and just relax. I don't want to just come through the door. You blowing up my phone, nigga. You got something for me? What you got something for me? What's up, Sparks? Fuck is wrong with him? And let me tell y'all this too. Mama Duck was alluding yesterday that somebody big is getting ready to get arrested. That's what it seemed like she was saying yesterday. Go listen to that live that Mama Duck did on her new channel, Sheena Weekly. Lashina, is it Lashina or Sheena? Go watch that video, y'all. It's about to go down in October. I'm telling you, I can't wait till that trial starts. You peep that shit too, right, NC? Listen, I talk to Mama Duck sometimes, so there's certain shit that I just can't divulge because I respect her privacy. Go and listen to that damn live that she did yesterday. I was at work, so I couldn't, today I was at work on when she was live on Instagram. It was kind of on Thursdays and Fridays, it'd be kind of quiet. So I was able to jump on that live. But I was at work yesterday when she went live. I ain't see it. But it's that fucking trial. Y'all think Ryan W. Melly trial or something? Wait till y'all, thank you, NC. Wait till y'all see that fucking trial. Wait till that trial start. I'm telling you, that's going to be one hell of a fucking trial right there. I just wish that security guard, he would have called the cops or some shit. Like, I just wish he would have did that because I really miss Duck. I really miss him. If I was them, I would cop out. Yeah, I would cop out too, but they're not going to cop out because they're delusional and they think that they have the right to do shit like that. So they really believe in their warped minds that they not going to stay in jail. Facts, Dro. They really think that they not going to stay in jail. They really believe that. Keep saying, I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Okay, you keep believing that shit. And blaming it on Mama Duck. Hey, Mama Duck, blame it on your fucking friends. Your friends played they self and told on their own fucking self, yo. You need to be mad at them. Word, I miss him dropping. I wasn't even really, I didn't even know about Duck when he was alive. But his energy, you know what I'm saying? His energy, I'm sure, because I could tell that it died down a whole hell of a lot. But when I watched when the kids be doing the reaction videos, you could feel it. You could feel the energy how it was, because I would go back and watch. I went and watched Exposing Me, how they reacted to the first Exposing Me that Vaughn did, and then I went and watched when Duck dropped the answer with I'm from 63rd. Yo, they was fucking lit. The energy was lit. So I wish it could have been just a back and forth of them with the music, because that shit would have been lit. That shit would have been litty, y'all. That shit would have been litty. I really wish that, the clock could rewind and somebody would have stepped in and helped shut that shit down, yo. Because I think that it even got out of their control when it started happening. Like, it just seemed like it was just a whirlwind. This one did, that one did, this one did, that one did, this one did, that one did. Till damn near everybody that was really the forefront of this shit is gone now. And you got people trying to bring that energy back, and you got people trying to spark new shit, but that shit is not gonna. The original players is always gonna be the most authentic. I just wish that death wasn't involved. Imagine if that shit was just rapping. Woo! That shit would have been. That shit would have been lit. Lit ain't I can't find no word that could describe it. Like, that shit would have been lit to the thousandth power, yo. Yep, that security probably didn't know what was happening, but that something was happening. Yeah. Yeah, they should have kept it music. The money would have been exactly. Chicago would have been making so much money, yo. Chicago would have been making hella money. People would have been going out there like it would have been lit in Chicago, yo. It would have been like when hip hop was being created over here. To me, it's the same fucking energy. And see, that's a fact because that's exactly how I describe the time when hip hop was being created in New York. The fucking New York City was electric, yo. I used to be on 95 coming from Maryland because my father used to live there. And we used to be driving back and forth a lot. And one time, me and my homegirls was coming from Maryland up here on New Year's. And once we crossed half of the bridge, you could hear the fucking energy. Like, you could feel the difference of the energy. That shit, I will never forget that shit, yo. Coming from up 95 from Jersey, and then we had hit the bridge to come into New York. Oh my God, y'all. We could hear the city. We could hear how lit the city was from the bridge, yo. You could feel the energy in the fucking car. That's how Chicago would have been. And I think they knew that. I think that they knew that. And they didn't want us to have that. It was deeper than just kids killing each other. They had all the tools that they needed. And I told y'all, I was running around this drill scene as much as I could, all through social media, all on these platforms. And most of the kids told me the same fucking thing. It was so easy for them to get guns. So when I put two and two together and I did my research, I was like, yeah, they was trying to kill that energy. Because anytime that energy rises, they be looking for that energy. Just like how I keep telling y'all in the Bible, they was looking for Jesus. The bad ones was looking for Jesus and the good ones was looking for Jesus. They still be doing that, y'all. They still be looking at astrology to see what type of energy is coming down this motherfucker. I'm trying to tell you, back in the day when Bump had that McDonald's commercial, I bet, and see, I know, because geographically, like the city that reminds me the most of New York is Chicago. Even though Philly is right here, it don't really look just like New York like Chicago do. You know what I'm saying? Chicago just reminds me. If I had to leave this city and I wanted to go to another city, it would be Chicago. It wouldn't be Philly. And Philly is right. It wouldn't be Jersey or Philly. Just Chicago just reminds me like I have that energy. But they killed the energy over here when they knocked down that fucking the energy changed when they did 9/11. That shit ain't been the same since. But it used to be electric out here, y'all. I'm telling you. They trying to bring it back. You know, they trying to. Swipe just went live on Instagram. They just be, I don't be knowing when to go live and not interrupt them. Because every time I go live, somebody else is live. I just jumped off CSP. I jumped up there to say what's up to him because he always show me love. I jumped on my other dude from Brooklyn just to show some love. But you know, Philly is rough. In some areas, I can't even breathe up there. The air is horrible. Philly is, you know, right next to us, but it don't remind me of New York like Chicago do. It don't. They even got the same accent as us and everything. But I love y'all. I just wanted to jump up here. I haven't been here in a while. It's Gilly. Yeah, Gilly from Philly. Yeah, Gilly's from Philly. I was hearing about Gilly back in the days because they were saying that Gilly was ghostwriting for Lil Wayne and that he wrote the Carter too. That was Gilly that wrote the Carter too. And there was him and Lil Wayne had beef for a little while. And People were saying how tough Gilly was, like how Gilly was well respected out here and out there and everything like that. But then now he turned into a comedian, well, basically. hmm They were saying it was a whole bunch of shit going on between Gilly and Lil Wayne back in the days. That's a fact, 90s. I always say that. I always say Chicago and New York is like cousins. I always say that. That's why it be making me mad when people be trying to get us to beef with each other. Like, is you crazy? Like, don't do that shit. Yeah, I think that Gilly might have wrote some of the songs. I think so. Because Static Major wrote Lollipop. And they don't even talk about Static Major. But Static Major, he passed away from some mysterious illness. But he wrote Lollipop, and he got a Grammy or some shit for Lollipop. And they don't talk about Static Major. I'm telling you. I always say that Chicago is like New York, like we cousins and shit. Um, that's why I'm not surprised that they created a new genre of music. I just think a new genre of hip hop. I just think that it was infiltrated because they knew that energy was there for us to create something new, and they just infiltrated that shit. Because they damn sure was trying to shut down hip hop when it first came out. Oh, it's not gonna last. It's only gonna be for 10 years, and then it's gonna die down. They was talking real bad about hip hop because the first 10 years, the first couple years of hip hop, maybe first 3 years, it was only just New York, and then it started spilling into other states. First one was Philly, I think, and then it just started going. We didn't even have the internet then, but we have a vibration. It's a vibration. You know what I'm saying? So whether we have uh, electronic or technical connections, we always going to be connected with or without technology. We are technology. It's sad that Hyde Park was like Harlem. The nonsense has infiltrated the area now. Is Hyde Park the West Side? Because they always tell me the West Side was where the money makers was at, and that was what Harlem was too. Harlem was where a lot of trends that's still there today came from Harlem, like the Gucci clothes and all that shit. All that shit came from Harlem. Even Brooklyn, we used to get our style from Harlem. Everything used to come from uptown, uptown. Like they doing this uptown, then everybody in the other boroughs will do it. But A was telling me that he had got Dapper Dan to make him tire, a thing for his tire so he could put it on the back of the truck or back on his van or something that he had. And he said, he asked, "Hey, what's up, the one? How you doing, King?" He said that, and love back to you, King. He asked him to make him a Gucci tire holder for the back of his van. And that's when all that shit started. Like, have you seen the TV series The Get Down? Yeah, I used to like The Get Down. That shit used to take me. That was close to taking me back, like The Get Down. Like when I want to really go back and feel that energy from back in the days, I'll go watch Paid in Full, or I'll watch shit like The Get Down. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's in the South, but it's the South Side because everybody was telling me that the West Side was the money making place. And, if they would try to describe it to me, they would say it's like Harlem. So I used to rock with the Get Down. No, because they stole Static whole style and gave it to Pop Smoke. You think they stole Static Major style? Because they said that and gave it to Pop Smoke, Harley? Because they were saying that Pop Smoke don't write like Static Major wrote a lot of Aaliyah songs. He wrote cause I really need he wrote cause I really need somebody. Tell me I got somebody. I can't sing y'all because I be smoking too much. He wrote that song. He wrote Dust Yourself Off and Try Again. He wrote that shit. He wrote a lot of Aaliyah hits. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that West Side Chicago was the money making part. So, you know, when I want to put my mind to what people is telling me about Chicago, I would say, okay, so that was the Harlem of Chicago. I get it. Cause Harlem was fly as fuck. Like they had the fur coats and they used to get fly as fuck out there. And Harlem was all about money. And Brooklyn had all the criminals running around. That's why when KRS-One made that song, he said, Manhattan keeps on making it, Brooklyn keeps on taking it, Bronx keeps creating it, and Queens keep on faking it. But Queens came back though. Queens came back with some MCs that made history. So I miss that. I miss those days. I really do. Like we could just go outside and it was lit. Like you didn't have to go to nobody's club, nobody's party. You just go to fuck outside, and New York City was lit. Um. Well, I guess that's all for today, y'all. I am so tired. It's already 7 o'clock. The time go by so fucking fast, yo. Last night I didn't go to bed till 1 o'clock. I was making that video about the little girl Lil Tay. And next thing I knew, it was 11 o'clock. I didn't fall asleep till 1. Then I had to get right back up at 6. I was so fucking tired. I know I'm gonna pass out in a few minutes. The South Side had big money makers, but they all went to jail. Like Brooklyn is, see? They say South Side is like Brooklyn. Shit. Yes, because the first because he the first one that had them braids. Look how he dressed and look how Pop Smoke dressed. Yeah, I know, but them braids been was going on in New York, Queen. Them braids been niggas had braids in the 70s in New York City. Like braids didn't come from Static Major, mama. Niggas been having braids over here. My son was wearing braids. Like my son started braiding his hair in 96 or 95 or some shit. Yeah, they stole Static. I think the industry stole Static style. Nobody gave Pop Smoke a style. Pop Smoke had his own style. That's why his ass ain't here. Because they couldn't control him. He was not under their control. Wherever there was projects, money was being made. That's a fact, Dro. Back in the days, hell yeah. Shit, you could just be walking down the street and find a bag of money a bag full of thousands in it. Like, all I used to do, y'all, is go with some of my homeboys to the bodegas and speak Spanish to the niggas in the back that had the kilos, and I was making money. I ain't have to. You could make money doing anything back then. What you think on 21 catching that? 21 didn't catch the case. His friends caught the case. His ass ain't been mentioned in shit yet. The motherfuckers that was around him caught the fucking case. You know what I'm saying? That's what the shit I don't like. It be these motherfuckers up here talking on these platforms and giving these dudes money to do shit. And it be the ones from the grassroots that's going to jail. And they asses is still out here doing whatever the fuck they doing when they was the ones that was funding the enterprise. Why the fuck you ain't going after the head of the enterprise? Why you going for the little people? So that fucking industry is full of shit. Cause I'm sorry, Dirk ass should be facing some charges. Ain't no fucking way he ain't know what was going on. I'm sorry. Ain't no fucking way he knew what was going on. And he was the head of the enterprise. If I was a Fed, I would be looking at him as the head of the enterprise. I'm just telling the truth here. What's up, Rico? Should have left that shit alone. Y'all already fucking Hollywood and shit. Y'all ain't never have to go back over there if y'all didn't want to. You should have left motherfuckers alone. Get your family out of there and leave people alone, yo. Now look. Now look. Everybody fucking gone on both sides. Yeah. I don't think they gave Pop Smoke Static Major style. No, I think they gave Lil Wayne Static Major style, but they can't write songs and shit like him. But that I think he was removed to give that. If you notice, anytime somebody blow up, it's always somebody that was there with them when they was trying to blow up that's dead all the fucking time, all the time. You had Jay-Z took Biggie energy. Um, you have what's his name? What's his name? What's his little Dirk try to take Von energy? Like this is how these niggas do. This is how they do. The first rap person that got killed was Scott LaRock. And he was the one responsible, they said, for everything behind the scenes for Boogie Down Productions. And look, he was dead. What up, Street Code? I remember when Jay-Z was saying that he designed the uniforms for the Nets when they opened that piece of shit ass Barclay Center that really killed Brooklyn. Um, and also in your cities, when they build a stadium or some shit or something in your city, you know that they getting ready to fuck up all the energy in the city. But anyway, he said that he created the Nets uniforms, and it was nothing but Big's clothing brand that he was about to release before he died, even with the B on the front of the goddamn jerseys. Biggie had a clothing line called Brooklyn Mint, and they had a big B in front of it. Go look up Brooklyn Mint and look at the B, and go look at the B from the jerseys from the Nets uniforms. Same shit. I was like, this nigga, people stupid. Y'all can't see that he took Big whole fucking energy. He went and married an R&B star. Big went. Nobody was marrying R&B stars and shit like that before. He took his whole fucking blueprint, y'all. He took Big whole fucking blueprint. What's up, Shadow? These people is energy vampires out this bitch. That's a fact, 90s. Yeah, if you look at Big clothing line, if I was dressed, because I ain't dressed, y'all, I'm sitting here talking to y'all. I am not dressed right now. But if I show y'all a picture of that fucking, I'm gonna put it on in my community. I'm gonna get a picture of the. I had did it before on my Facebook page. Yeah, he stole a lot of his lyrics. Cameron brought attention to that. Him and K Slay when they did that mixtape, and they was playing everything that he stole. He stole from Snoop too, but the one that he stole the most from was Big. But anyway, y'all, I know Hood is live now, so I'm not gonna, I know y'all want to go listen to Hood too. But I can see right through these niggas. They can't fool me. And I knew they was gonna come with something after that Alabama shit to dilute that energy, yo. I knew it. Oh yeah, Lizzo was a weirdo. She's a fat weirdo. She trying to lick them people balls up there. She trying to get up in there and on that elite pedestal. Also, did y'all notice that what they said about YSL, that some of the members had sacrificed the goat? I told y'all these niggas be fucking around with that shit. But nobody wants to believe me. Everybody wants to think I'm a weirdo. I'm not a weirdo. I just can see shit. I know. Why y'all laughing? I was fucking, when I want to know some shit, if somebody's saying something, people kept telling me. I'm going to tell y'all what got me to the road where I started studying this shit. Michael Jackson, and it was this dude that I knew, he was a cop. And he kept telling me, Jay-Z got to be a Mason. If he got all of this power, he got to be in this type of shit. So I was like, it goes in my mind. And what's up, Black Matt? It goes in my register in the back of my mind, and then Eventually, I'll be sitting in the house or something, and I'll be like, let me look this shit up. Yo, I read the Satanic Bible. I got all these Freemasonry books in my Kindle thing. I can show y'all pictures of the shit that the signs that they be using and the symbols that people be doing in music right now and every fucking thing, y'all. I'm telling you, even a peace sign don't really mean what the fuck it's supposed to. It's in the Freemasonry book. Yeah, I was a big Pac fan when they brought Pac out like the king of fucking Sheba in that fucking Digital Underground video. Now I play around when I come around with the underground. I was like, yo, who is this? That's the first time we saw him, and they was bringing him out, carrying him like he was a king in that video. If y'all go look at the video, same song. That was the first time we saw Tupac, right? I loved him. But when he got with motherfucking Suge Knight and they started doing that East Coast, West Coast shit, I did not like him when he was doing that. I did not like him. He was talking shit for shock value, Shadow. What's up, Nene? He was talking shit for shock value. Biggie wasn't gonna be kidnapping no fucking kids and all that shit. Like, we knew. See, the difference between the kids now and us was that we knew that people was just talking shit and it was just a line and a rhyme. Now, when a nigga say some shit like that, you gotta question, did he really do that shit? You know what I'm saying? But we knew better than to fucking go and try to kidnap kids and all that shit. We wasn't doing no shit like that. Yeah, we have gifts that we don't understand. And, especially when we all band together. That's why I think God was saying congregate so that we could look out for each other and check each other as well. It's the streets now that literally do shit. Not when I was growing up. We did not listen to songs and want to imitate. If anything, the rappers was imitating us. We wasn't imitating the rappers. Now it's the other way around. But they was trying to do that from the beginning. They was trying to use hip hop as a tool to get these kids' minds all fucked up. But it took them a long time. We was too powerful. It took them 30, 40 years to do this shit where it is now. It took them a long fucking time to do this. It didn't happen overnight. He shouldn't have been dissing Biggie. That's right. That's what I was saying. He knew Biggie didn't have nothing to do with that shit. That's why I felt in my heart that he was a little bit jealous, because I don't think he expected for Big to blow up like that, because they was calling Big ugly and this and this and that. They didn't think that Big was going to blow up and be Big Papa. You know what I'm saying? But when that nigga came on and said, what Biggie said in that song? Black and ugly as ever. However, I stayed coochie down to the stocks. That nigga was, he was really, really, let me tell y'all something. When Big came out, and I used to go to the clubs because I was a club hopping motherfucker, okay, back then, because the music was too good. I could not stay in the fucking house. I saw slowly but surely the transition from people hiding themselves to everybody showing their flaws. That's the type of fucking energy that Big brought. Heavy D had a crooked ass eye, and he used to wear shades all the time. He was cockeyed. That nigga took his shades off. LL used to hide his funny ass shaped head. That nigga took his fucking hat off. Like, everybody started really showing their flaws because of Big. He didn't give a fuck. He came out there with his black ass, and he didn't give two fucks. Fat. He didn't give a shit. And he had all of us we had a ball when Big was alive at them clubs. We was having fun. As soon as Big died, the energy changed though. As soon as he died. Like, the next time I went to the tunnel, I went to the tunnel on my birthday, which is March 9th, which is the day he got killed, that morning he was killed. And everybody was like, come on, because everybody was feeling so sad. It was my birthday. And we'd been going to the tunnel. So we went. And then it was all of a sudden, this little girl was, this fucking broad that was in there was singing some song about the bloods in my ear. Like, yo, I was going to choke that bitch the fuck out that night. But I saw the energy change right after Big was dead. Right after. Like, it didn't even take a week. That shit had changed overnight. And they were saying that the Crips killed Big. And, it was just terrible, yo. It was a fucking nightmare. Bad energy, Suge Knight. Suge Knight was hired to bring the element of gangster shit. To bring the gangs into hip-hop. Because we wasn't doing that gang shit in hip-hop. We wasn't doing that. If some shit popped off and a rapper had to defend themselves, they would defend themselves. But we didn't have this, you can't be respected in hip-hop unless you're affiliated with a gang shit. We didn't have none of that shit. That's a fact, man. You tell them, I got to put that fucking quote right there. That's exactly what the fuck it is. Yeah, it is idol worship. Like, for you to be a rapper, when rap was created, y'all, you really had to be talented. Like, and you had to come with some shit that we ain't fucking heard before. So when Slick Rick came out with his style, he was the shit. But what happened with Slick Rick is that his cousin was trying to exploit him, and he killed his cousin. He shot his cousin. I don't know if he died, but he shot his cousin because his cousin was threatening Slick Rick's mother, and he shot him, and he went to jail for 10 years. And that's why a lot of people are not really familiar with the genius of Slick Rick. Slick Rick had a lot to do with Snoop Dogg's style. Snoop Dogg really loved Slick Rick, and he had a little bit of Slick Rick style in his music, the way he was rapping. No, some of them don't rap good at all. Like, I could out-rap these niggas, yo. If I fucking decide to write a rhyme right now, I could out-rhyme all these niggas. They can't rhyme. They don't have no fucking skills. Some of them do, some of them don't. The ones that do, they shut them the fuck down. They don't even let them really live. Like, to do, like, I like the energy that Pop Smoke was bringing, because he had took the drill beat and changed it into a party song. And he was the first one that did that. And I don't think that the industry really liked that. They wanted it to be murder music. They wanted it to be party music. Listen, we used to have positive songs and cussing the positive songs. Like, thanks. Thank you, Shadow. Rakim never said one fucking curse in none of his songs. And Rakim was gangster. Rakim was a gangster. Rakim hung out with nothing but killers out there in Brooklyn and Fort Greene. They was murderous. And you never would know that from Rakim's music. You would never know he ran with people. Rakim never got robbed. Ain't nobody never stick him up. Oh, Doja Cat, like, she a demon. She a whole demon right now. And that other one, Cardi, Playboy Cardi, he a whole demon out this bitch. What NC say? Oh, yeah, she was agreeing with you. That's the truth. But yeah, Rakim never said one fucking curse in his song, and he was a straight gangster. Eric B ain't say shit. He ain't say one nothing. Doja Cat is possessed. That's what she is. People say it's crazy. She's possessed. She let them do, she was playing around with them demonic energies and that Satanism shit, and that shit is on her ass now. I told people you can compare Vaughn to Big because Crips took them both out. They both was young, had no time to shine. I compare Vaughn to Tupac, and I more compare Duck to Big, because to me Duck had a heart like Big did. Like, they had hearts. They was big dudes with big hearts. You know what I'm saying? Vaughn and Tupac was little as hell, and they was troublemakers. And they both died the same way. A motherfucker came and whispered in their ear. They was around the baddest motherfuckers at the time. You know what I'm saying? And they both died in front of all of them. They both was with a whole bunch of niggas and died right in front of them. If nobody would have fucking whispered in Pac's ear, he might have still been here. That setup when if nobody would have went to the car and woke Von up, his ass might have still been here. It's the same fucking story, if you ask me, what they did with Pac and Von. Well, I don't know about the faking of the death shit. I can't speak on that because I don't really know too much on that. But the story that they gave us is the same fucking story with Pac and Von. And Big and Duck was just somewhere minding their fucking business, and niggas rolled up on them. So to me, Duck reminds me more of Big, and Von reminds me of Tupac. Where Duck and Big was just wanting to do their music and just chill the fuck out. Von and Pac just wouldn't leave shit alone, running around, starting shit, doing shit. You know what I'm saying? And, Pac, I loved Pac before he started doing that. And he was getting ready to go back to, I guess he had caught himself, but before he could even revert back to the real Pac, he was gone. And I remember I went to Pac's memorial. They had a memorial for him in Harlem. And Old Dirty Bastard was there, and he just looked so fucking sad. Like, Old Dirty Bastard was so fucked up after Pac died, and that's when he changed his name to Osiris. And Old Dirty Bastard was a big part of me waking up too, because when he changed his name from from Old Dirty Bastard to Osiris, it's like when he said Osiris, like that name just did something to me, and I went and looked it up, and that's when I started learning about Egypt and our ties to Egypt and our ancestry in Egypt. No, Biggie and Pac did not have the same style. First things first, I pop up freaks all the honeys, dummies, Playboy bunnies, those wanting money. Those are the ones I like because they don't get Nathan but penetration unless they smells like sanitation. Garbage, I turn like doorknobs, heart throb. No, heart throb never. Black and ugly as ever. That shit don't sound like Tupac. Tupac was like more of a Martin Luther King type of delivery. Like he was trying to he was more of a revolutionary delivery. I don't know why people compare their styles. It's not the same at all. Time to catch wreck. All the hoes eject and his style was nothing like Big. Big had a whole different style from him. I don't know why people keep saying that. Who shot ya? Separate the weak from the obsolete. Hard to creep them Brooklyn streets. It's on, nigga. Fuck all that bickering beef. I can hear sweat trickling down your cheek. Your heartbeat sound like Sasquatch feet. Thundering, shaking the concrete. What the fuck? That don't sound like Pac. Listen, when I was mad, when I used to come home from work and I was fucking pissed off, I used to throw on Tupac song, My Ambitions as a Rider. I won't deny it. I'm a straight rider. You don't want to fuck with me. I used to put that shit on. But when I wanted to go party, I wanted to hear Big. I didn't want to hear Pac at a party unless it was I Get Around. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to hear. Pac was the one that make you think. Like, I'll play Keep Your Head Up at Home or and Dear Mama at Home. But when I wanted to hear some party shit, I went to the clubs. I wanted to hear Big. Yeah, Pimp C, these are all different. They need to stop comparing. Let people be who they are. Stop comparing people to motherfuckers, yo. Unless it's something that really reminds you of them, stop comparing them. Like Big and Pac is no comparison. It's they was totally two different type of rappers. I don't see why people be doing that. And let people be who they are. Like, let people be who they are. I don't put people in categories. I judge everybody originally by who they are, what they display to me. I don't put nobody in a category unless if they remind me of somebody else. I'll say, yo, he remind me of this person. But I don't put people in categories. Everybody's their own individual self. But they're not allowed to be their own individual self. That's the fucking problem with this fucking place we at now. People ain't allowed to be who the fuck they are. That's a fact, JR. I fucking loved me some Big, yo. That nigga sit back in that chair and just bop his fucking head. He was smooth as a motherfucker. I loved his style. I loved me some Big. And I always just wanted to meet Pac so that I could talk to him. But I missed my chance of meeting Pac because I was chilling with Guru from Gang Starr, and they was going to the Juice set. And we had just drove from Maryland, and we turned around because they was asking us to come back. We was on 95 going back. They was like, yo, we missed y'all. Come back. We'll pay for everything. So we came back and we went to Guru House. And they was going to the Juice set. And they was like, y'all want to come? Tupac gonna be there. Y'all gonna meet Tupac. We was like, nah, we'll meet Tupac another time. We missed that shit. We missed him because we was fucking tired. But I did get to see Big at the tunnel. And that nigga was trying to look at me. It was a million bitches. That nigga was breaking his neck trying to look at me. And I was trying to look and see if it was him. So we was both looking over the crowd at each other. That's all the fuck I need. I ain't even have to talk to Big. I know we just had a connection energy-wise. We connected, so. You're right, Queen. I just remember when Duck dropped Dead Bitches, and then remember when it was Big, like, I don't want to drop it, but fuck it, who shot you? No, what happened was Puffy was trying to capitalize on Tupac being shot. He released that song. Big had recorded that song already before Pac got shot. He released that song, not Big. Big didn't release that song. I know one thing. When I used to rhyme, if I had my first line, like one time I stole a line from my son because he had this dope ass line that he said, pass the ratchet, scratch off the cereal. I'm about to leave slugs in these niggas' material. So I stole that. And when I stole those few bars from my son, the whole rhyme wrote itself. So if you a writer and you write rhymes and you have a hot bar, you write your first bars for the beginning intro of the rhyme, it's the rest of it is easy. If you're a writer, you know that. Even with poetry, if I come out with my first line for a poem, the rest of it writes itself. So when he's stealing Big's rhymes, it's basically like Big wrote his whole shit for him. When Who Shot You came out, let me tell you something. It was on a DJ Clue mixtape that me and my cousin, we had took her man Jeep, and we was riding around in his Jeep. He had this booming ass system in his fucking car, and we was smoking a blunt in the Jeep. So this is when the corners used to be packed outside. Like it was about 1 a.m. We was coming back from somewhere, and we stopped at the light. And rather we was approaching the light, and DJ Clue only played a little piece of Who Shot Ya. And all I can remember is we heard You Rewind This, Bad Boys Behind This. And me and her was both trying to get to the cassette, because it was a cassette then. We was trying to get there and rewind that shit. We was like, oh shit, because the beat was crazy on that song. So by the time we had stopped at the light, we had put the song back to the beginning on the clue tape, and we had cracked the windows because it was too much smoke in the car. So the smoke was flowing out the car, and that song was playing in the whole fucking corner. It must have been like 20 niggas on that corner. They was just looking at us like that shit was crazy. That was a moment. That was one of the moments you never forget, yo. Hi, Cynthia. That shit was like a video, like. That shit came on. Who shot you? Separate the weak from the opsa. And they was just looking at us, and the smoke was coming out the car, and that shit was just, and the car was boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I wish I could have that shit on film. You more Ben had his baby was he with Faith and Queen. I think him and Faith was just breaking up at that time. It was right before he died that I seen Big in the tunnel. I used to see Dirty all the fucking time in the tunnel. Like, it got to the point where me and him would just say what's up to each other. Like, I was on fucking Gates Avenue and Marcy and Bed-Stuy getting ready to buy my weed before we went to the tunnel, and motherfucking somebody was in front of me and turned around. It was Dirty himself. I said, Dirty, what's up, Dirty? He said, what's up, Queen? He was right in front of me by himself with a whole bunch of jewelry on at the weed spot. Anytime I saw Dirty, y'all, at the height of Wu-Tang's fame, he was by himself. He didn't have no fucking bodyguards for him. That's a fact, JR. And I don't talk about shit because I don't want people to think I be bragging, but sure, I can tell y'all some shit about my life. On the movie when he was on stage and Puff was like, "Don't do it, Big." Oh, oh, when he went and sang his song, yeah. But Dirty was a real one, y'all. RZA was a bitch. He's a bitch ass nigga. He was so scared in the tunnel. He just was looking like a scared ass little rabbit in the tunnel. While Dirty was having a ball. No, RZA he's strange. But I met Mr. Cheeks in the tunnel. I don't know if I told y'all this or y'all heard this before, but I had a long conversation with Mr. Cheeks from the Lost Boys in the tunnel. This was before they released a song called Renee. And the song is about a girl named Ebony where he lived, where he was from, that passed away. I don't know what happened to her. I just know that her name was Ebony. And he wanted to make a song about her, but he didn't want to use her name. So when he was leaving me, and he was going where he was going, he was like, what's your name again? I said, Renee. He said, and he really, really wanted to know my name. And I told it to him again. And next thing y'all know, 3 weeks later, they came out. Here's a story about a girl named Renee that I met one day. I was like, oh, shit. Like, how could I tell anybody that? Like, nobody would believe me. But he used my name for that song. And that was their number one. That was their most highest selling song. And he used my fucking name on that song. And I think that our conversation inspired that song as well. Like when he said, here's a story about this girl named Renee that I met one day. You know, that shit is fly. That's a great memory to have. ODB was deep. I heard he was related to an Indian. Yeah, he was. If you listen to Old Dirty, when he's singing on the beginning of Cash Moves Everything Around Me, you hear Method Man. But in the background, you'll hear ODB singing, and you can hear him chanting on that song. He sounds like a fucking Indian chanting. If you ever heard an Indian chant, if you hear Dirty sing, let me see something real quick, y'all. Hold on. Let me play the beginning. Listen to him. You hear Dirty? You can hear the chanting. I'll play it one more time in case y'all didn't hear it. lot of people ain't pay attention to the fact that Old Dirty Bastard was singing in the beginning of that song, but that was dirty. And Guru was my friend. He was from Gangstar, and I used to call Guru and talk to him all the time. J. Rue came with a song called Come Clean. Me and J. Rue used to be up all night talking, building, just talking, me and J. Rue. And when he finally dropped his first song, that's when he tried to talk to me. And I cursed his ass out. I was like, you trying to fuck me now? After, because you dropped a record, like I'm a groupie now and shit. Like, so anytime somebody asks him, do he know me? They say he just smile. Because I cursed his ass out. Yeah, Guru, yeah. Guru was a sweetheart, y'all. Like, Guru was a real one too. You could see Guru anywhere. And I was sleeping in Guru bed. Like if I came to New York when I moved to Maryland and he wanted me to come out there, but we wasn't messing with each other. He was just my friend. He would say, you sleep in my bed. And I would sleep in his bed. He would give me his bed. And he'd sleep somewhere else. And all those beats, like Biggie's beat for kicking the door, waving the 4-4. All you heard was Biggie, don't hit me no more. In the house, in Guru's house, him and Premier lived together. I don't know if y'all know who Premier is, but he's one of the most celebrated hip hop producers. And he had a whole collection of his grandfather's jazz albums. It took up the whole attic in the house. Like, that's how much fucking crates of records he had. And that's where some of those songs came from. Some of those songs came from old jazz records that Premier had. And the Fat Boys, I grew up with them. Right when they did that movie, if you watch Krush Groove, when they had to do that scene where they was in the contest and they won the contract from the contest. That's how they really got their contract. They won a contest at the local high school here, Jefferson High School in East New York, Brooklyn. And the radio station came there and they was in the contest and they won. And that's how they got their record deal. And around that time, my mother sent me away because I was not listening to her. That was a time when hip hop was blowing the fuck up, and she wouldn't want, you can't go outside. What? I would throw my clothes out the window, tell somebody to meet me out the window, be downstairs and catch my shit, and go to my friend's house, take a shower, put my clothes on, and she would not see me until the next day, because you wasn't gonna lock me in the house while this was happening. Okay, something in me knew that this shit was gonna be big and it was gonna be great, and I'm just really happy that I was there at the very beginning of this shit. But she sent me to Virginia. And I did everything I could for them to send me back here. I ran up the phone bill to thousands of dollars. Like, I did everything. So they finally sent me back to my mother. And when I came back, I was in pink houses. That's where Uncle Murder is from. My homegirls lived out there in pink houses. And they was like, you ain't hear what happened? You ain't hear what they did? I was like, who? What is y'all talking about? And they was like, you ain't hear what these niggas did? I said, no. And they put the record on. And it came on, and I heard Fat, Fat, Fat Boys. And that's when I knew that they had made it. You know what I'm saying? And they came to my baby shower and everything. They had just made the movie Krush Groove. It was either they did the movie Krush Groove or Disorderlies. I don't know who told them about my baby shower, but them motherfucking fat motherfuckers came to my baby shower, y'all. Okay? Did you ever meet Beanie? No, I never met Beanie. Beanie's from Philly. I never met him. And he wasn't even out then when I was running the street. Like, he wasn't out there. But if you was in New York, then you would have met all of them too, y'all. I mean, if you was like me, because I was always wherever something was popping at. So I would be there, and somehow I would bump into these people, you know. At that time, you could go to the club and somebody would be standing right there, right next to you. Like it wasn't. They ain't have no. If they had VIP, they didn't go to the VIP. They was down there with us on the floor, especially in the tunnel. But by the time DMX and them came out, I didn't like the tunnel. After Big died, I stopped going to the clubs, you know. And that same club where that girl went down on Tupac, the one that allegedly said that he raped her, that same club where that happened, I used to go to that club every fucking Sunday. And that one Sunday, I did not go to that club. So, you know, I kept like me and Tupac was like two ships in a night. You know what I'm saying? I never met him. I wish I did, but I didn't, you know. And Mike Tyson was in the mix too. I used to see, let me tell y'all something. I was about maybe 15. I was at a club. I don't know where the fuck I was. But I had went to the bar to get a drink. And when I turned around, this nigga Mike Tyson was standing in my way with his arms crossed across his chest. And he wouldn't let me, like, he was just in front of me and shit, like, and I'm just looking at him, and all I remember, y'all, is that fucking neck. I was like, this nigga neck is crazy. Like, where my face was, where my head was, that was his neck was right there. That nigga neck was like, I can't describe it to you, okay? But he must have been like 18 or 19. This was right before he was about to be the heavyweight champion of the world. And the way he was standing in front of me was like, you know who I am? Like, look at me. You know who I am? That's the fucking way that nigga was standing in front of me. And I just went around his ass with my drink, you know. I was like, this big nigga over there, he won't let me, you know. And that was Mike Tyson. But after that, I used to see him everywhere. He even chased us one time. We was at Bentley's. He chased us because one of my girlfriends, she had the biggest ass in the universe. And he was chasing us around that club, girl. He was chasing us. But Tyson used to be everywhere, y'all. Just like Dirty, by himself. So it was nothing for, and this was at the height of his fame when he was Mike Tyson, like Iron Mike. He used to be right there at the clubs with us. Yeah, I was simple, had the baby when they came, and then whole water would have broke. Did you ever see any of the big gangsters or monsters? Did I ever see? You mean the mobsters? NC? No, I never seen them. And you know what's so crazy? If I did see them, I didn't know who they was. But I did go to school with a lot of their children. You know what I'm saying? Because I went to school in the area where they had control of the area. So I went to school with a lot of their family members and their children and shit. And a lot of the young boys that I went to school with, because it was a mixed school, it was white people there and black people. A lot of them was Italian, and their fathers had the bagel shops. All of them niggas was mobsters. All of their parents was mobsters. But I never got to meet. And it's funny because we was right in the same vicinity. Matter of fact, John Gotti is from East New York, Brooklyn. So right around the time where the black street dudes was getting money in the streets, the gangsters was out there with us. We was all around with each other. Just they respected our territory and we respected theirs. But they sure as hell was back here around when I'm back in East New York now because my mom bought a condo here. And because the area has changed. It's not the same like when I was growing up out here. And they was dumping bodies in the back of pink houses. So the whole time we was out here wilding and running around back and forth, these niggas was putting bodies and acid in barrels right behind their projects, yo. They had their bus depots and their businesses right there in the factories. because you had blocks that separated the projects, and there would be nothing but factories and shit in between the projects. Like from one project, you walk to another one, it's 2 or 3 blocks, and in between, in those blocks will be factories and shit. And they owned them factories, and they was dumping bodies in there and shit. Yeah, I had a few. I used to go with a serial killer. Matter of fact, he wrote me today. That's the one I was telling y'all. His ass was a serial killer. Okay. But here's the difference. He was doing shit on the streets, but you can't disrespect somebody's mother in front of him. Or if he saw somebody that he knew that was with the people he was after, he wasn't going to kill him. But he was definitely a Vaughn person before Vaughn was even born. Who's Zesty, Harley? The mobsters was out. Listen, when the mobsters was out here, it was way safer. Like I used to go over in their territory when I wanted peace. I used to go hang out over there in Canarsie. That's where Pop Smoke is from. And it's not too far away. It's like maybe 4 blocks up from me. If you walk in, you 4 blocks up, you're in Canarsie. And they had Canarsie, and it was quiet and nice. Now that they moved out, it's terrible now. That's where they be finding bodies in the middle of the street and all that shit. But that's where Pop Smoke was from, Canarsie. It's a big mural over there of Pop Smoke. I'm going to go over there and take a picture of it because I don't really see nobody circulating it. But now I see they put DMX right next to Pop Smoke. I think I know Pop Smoke parents. I probably went to school and shit with them. But he's half Panamanian, so I'm Panamanian. I'm pretty sure I know his family. But I'm about to hop up off here, y'all. It's such a pleasure speaking to you guys. Do you know Stack Bundles? Why they say he got backdoored by Jim Jones? Stack Bundles, it's the same story. They wanted to steal his style. You see, Stack Bundles got killed, and then Max B and the other one, Freaky Zeke, they got locked up. But they said that Jim Jones' whole style is a mixture of them, Freaky Zeke, Max B, and Stack Bundles. I love you too, JR. Monsters, mobsters, and lobsters. You get the whole package. That's a fact, JR. It was the whole package over here when I was growing up. It was dangerous, but it didn't seem. It was dangerous, but I don't know. It was dangerous, but we could still be out 4, 5, 3, 4 in the morning, and nobody would fuck with us. So it's a difference, I know one thing. The gangsters was the police. Like, we didn't need no fucking police. They used to run the police out of here. Police didn't want to come here. But if you want to know about East New York, you go and look at that. DJ Vlad. Vlad did a interview with one of the police officers from the precinct here, the 75th precinct. And Vlad said, at the time that you were working as a police officer in East New York, Brooklyn, East New York was the murder capital of America. Not New York, y'all. Not New York. East New York, my neighborhood, was the murder capital. Okay, because you had the mobsters killing people. And then you had the black gangs killing each other over fucking cocaine and shit and money. So, East New York was the murder capital of the country, okay? My neighborhood here. So when I say I know what the fuck y'all was going through out there in Chicago, I know. Yeah, NCU had asked me, did I ever was around the mobsters? If I was, I didn't know who they was at the time. But we was definitely intermeshed with each other because we was in the same neighborhoods. Yeah, pink houses was, we used to call it stink houses. But pink houses was off the hook, okay? Pink houses was just down the way. No, pink houses was off the hook, but it was really Cypress where Haitian Jack and Puerto Rican Jesus and all of them dudes was from. That was really, really dangerous. They was beefing with each other. One half of the projects was trying to kill the other half of the projects. So they was in the same projects murdering each other. You're welcome, boo. Yeah, we was out here with them, but we didn't at the time. So you have to understand there was no internet then. So I mean, we could have been standing right next to them or going in their stores and their businesses, patronizing their businesses, but we didn't know. Because it was some type of anonymity. They were anonymous until John Gotti became the boss. And that's when we started seeing faces and stuff on the news. But you got to remember, there was no internet. So we didn't know these people. We didn't know what they looked like. We didn't know their stories. We just knew that the mob was the mob and they was doing their thing. And it was certain things that they owned that we didn't fuck with. And it was certain places that the street niggas owned that the mob didn't fuck with. So one thing I could say about New York in those days when the five families controlled the city is that there was a mutual respect. Yeah, Judah. Pink houses was wild, but Cypress was worse than pink houses, and it was right across the street from pink houses. Oh, and see, I'm gonna take you to all these places I'm telling you about because I'm right here. So, and then I'm gonna take you to the city where you can see where people hang out. But I'm gonna walk you around here so you can see all of this shit, yo. And we used to go from in this area within a 1 mile radius, you had at least 6 or 7, maybe more apartment complexes. So it was all of us in one area. That's why my numbers be so big in my followings, because where I grew up, it was thousands of us. It was thousands of us. So like if I look at my mutual friends with my people that I grew up with, we be having mutual friends, 600 mutual friends, 500 mutual friends. That's how fucking many of us it was. And that you could see from that how many of us it was. Yeah, I love that Bumpy Johnson TV show. You know what I loved about that Bumpy Johnson TV show? It showed the old rules. It showed that when Bumpy killed somebody, it was because they was going too far and they was fucking up the hood and they was fucking up the street business. He ain't just kill somebody because he ain't like them. If you really study that, you'll see that when he sliced that nigga throat, when he told him we not doing business with the Italians, we only gonna buy from each other, and he was like, "Well, I ain't got no problem with the Italians," and Bumpy just split his fucking throat right there. That's the type. That's what I'm saying. Like those type of gangsters, they was more for the hood. It wasn't just all about them. But Bumpy was working with the mob, and so was Nicky Barnes. So you didn't really have no big street people that didn't have no connect with the mob until cocaine hit. Because with cocaine, anybody could make money on the streets, especially with crack. You didn't have to be grandfathered in, or you ain't have to have an OG to teach you. Just anybody, just go buy some coke, cook it up, and sell it. And that's what killed the streets too. But anyway, y'all, I'm out of here. Before I know it, it'll be 5 o'clock in the morning. I know you be getting up. I know you be getting up mad early, NC. I know you be, as soon as you roll the fuck over, it's time for you to get up, right, NC? Oh, God. So, I just had to go live and kick it with y'all tonight because I haven't been getting a chance to, and I really want to build up my street science channel, but it's like people don't want to hear that street science shit. Everybody be over here. Yep, the mob was totally different and it was more structured. It was structured and there was definitely a mutual respect between the mob and black street niggas. It was some of them was even partners with the mob. Like I know Fritz out of Harlem. I don't know if he was fucking with the harm with the mob, but he definitely was fucking with the cartel, Medellin cartel, which was Pablo Escobar shit, and he was directly connected with Pablo Escobar. So when he gave Richard Porter those 30 keys, that was nothing to him. He gave him 30 keys and $250,000 to get Donnell back from the kidnappers. The preacher crew had kidnapped him, along with the uncle who helped set it up. And when they say that, they kind of hinted that Alpo killed Rich for that 30 keys in the movie. They kind of hinted at that shit. Because if you notice in the movie Paid in Full, they didn't show nothing about Rich stealing nothing from no fucking Alpo. They just showed a scene where Rich was like, I got the 30 keys right here. And then Alpo shot him. So everybody knew in the hood that Rich wasn't stealing shit from no motherfucking Alpo. And if he was stealing from him, I know, nephew. If he was stealing from him, why would you kill him? You knew he wasn't in his right mind. His fucking brother was missing. His little brother, they had just found his finger, and you went and killed him. Alpo was a piece of shit. And people was trying to say that Alpo wasn't really dead, but we're going to dead right here because I saw his body, and he's dead, okay? I could have made money circulating that picture, but I don't live like that. But he's definitely dead. Who would kill a man and try to say they stealing from him when he knew that Rich was not? Rich wouldn't have been lacking like that. His fucking brother was missing. He wasn't in his right fucking mind. So for a nigga to do something like that, he's beyond a fucking snake. But niggas always thought that he was a fucking agent anyway, because he used to do too much and it wasn't called for. And people saw him one time in the middle of them getting all that money. He was sitting in the middle of the highway one time where he thought nobody ain't see him. He was talking to a whole bunch of police officers, but niggas had rolled past and saw his ass. So everybody that really know, they always thought that he was down with the police. And most of these niggas that was doing all of this shit in the streets back in the days and never going to fucking jail or getting caught in New York, everybody knew that they was connected with the police somehow. Oh, and Brevoort? Yeah, so who would do that? And he lied talking about he was stealing from him. He wasn't stealing. He didn't have to steal shit from you. You was the one that was stealing from them niggas in D.C. You needed them keys because you was taking all them niggas' money and not giving them their product. So he was the one that needed them keys. That's a lie. That's a lie. He didn't need Rich had his own fucking plug, and that was Fritz. The nigga that told Alpo, allegedly, that Rich was stealing from him is the same nigga that worked right next to Jay-Z right now, Perez. And his wife is a fucking snitch, and so is he. Juan Perez. And they say that that's who the fucking show Power is about. Ghost is Juan Perez. You only get that shit from me. That same nigga that was in the middle of that shit between Alpo and Rich, that was supposedly the one that told Alpo that Rich was stealing from him and lied, whatever. That's Jay-Z right hand man right now, y'all. And they both told on the cartels in New York. They both were snitches. His wife runs Rock Nation. She's the president. She's the vice president of Rock Nation. And she told on the whole cartel. So these niggas don't be who they say they are. So he killed Rich for them 30 keys. That's one thing they got right in that movie. Because they damn sure implied that he killed him for the keys. They never said nothing about Rich stealing from him in that movie. I can't tell y'all no more other secrets. And I can give y'all some exclusive shit, but people be telling me things, and if I really want to blow up on YouTube, but I don't get down like that. If a motherfucker trusts me to tell me shit, best believe it's gonna stay with me. But that nigga was lying. He killed Rich because he got them 30 keys from Fritz for free. Fritz didn't even want the money back, so Rich didn't have to steal shit from nobody. Because he didn't have to pay for them 30 keys. Those 30 keys was free. I don't know if yeah, it was playing because he brought Big Head Gary all the way from DC to shoot Rich. And he was saying that if I ask him and he deny it, then you just shoot him. And that's what happened. And then he turned around and shot motherfucker and killed Gary. So Gary killed Rich, and then he turned around and killed Gary. And Gary was like the Rich of DC. Everybody loved Big Head Gary. And how do I know? Because my dumbass, y'all saying I should write a book. Y'all are right. I should write a book. Guess where my dumbass went trying to escape all my friends being murdered in New York? Right to the fucking, right to the murder capital. I went to Maryland. I moved to Maryland and was partying in DC, and that's where all the fucking murders was going on. That's when Rayfus was out there. Rayful Edmond was out there. We used to see him drive by in his cars. I was right in the mix of all of that shit, y'all. And they used to always ask me when I went out there, you know Alpo? And I used to go, no. If I was a clout chasing person and would have said, yeah, I know Alpo, they would have killed me right there. That's how much they hated Alpo. Because me and my girlfriend was driving. We had New York plates. We was driving in Maryland. And these motherfuckers hit us on purpose. They was coming down the highway and hit the car. That's how much they hate New York for what that nigga Alpo was doing out there. I don't know, JR, because I work now and I be lazy as hell. Because it seemed like I go to work, come home, eat, relax for a minute, and then it's time for me to do that shit again. I got to get up and go. So when Cameron went out to DC to Florida Avenue, and he got shot on Florida Avenue, and he was in his Lamborghini, they was not trying to rob Cameron. They was mad at Cameron because that motherfucker was Alpo in that motherfucking movie. I'm telling you. Oh, thanks, JR. I love you too, JR. That's crazy and wicked. Jay-Z gonna have his day. Oh yeah, no. Do y'all see Jay-Z was just in motherfucking Chicago? What the fuck was he doing over there? When they said that he went in the store in a restaurant and made a surprise visit, I said, what the fuck is this nigga? What kind of rituals and shit is this nigga over there trying to do? I don't trust him. And he looked like a fucking devil in that picture when he was standing there next to the restaurant owner. Looked like a fucking demon. But y'all know that's Dirk mentor. Do y'all know that? Do y'all know Jay-Z is his mentor? That's why he said that shit in his song. The Chicago Jay-Z. That's his fucking mentor. And he also mentors Yo Gotti. And that's all I'm going to fucking say. He mentors Dirk. Dirk and Vaughn is dead. He mentors Yo Gotti. Dolph is dead. Now remember, they had offered Dolph $22 million. Remember when Dolph was saying, she do, JR, that's a fact. Remember when Dolph was telling us that they offered him $22 million and he said no? He told them to keep their fucking $22 million. If he would have took that $22 million, he would still be alive today. How many times? I'm not going to tell y'all. Y'all tell me. How many times did Dolph get shot? How many times did Dolph get shot? I got to tell y'all, 22. 22. Y'all think that's a coincidence? The day after Whitney Houston died, they had this big old celebration with the Cardinals in the Catholic Church. Guess how many Cardinals? The number they kept showing. 22. 22 Cardinals. See, these people, even with Gematria is a thing of God, but what they do is they take it and they convert it into something that they want to use it for. And they line everything up. Because what they try to do is fool the universe. But that's how dumb they are. Because you can't fool the universe. And sometimes, even in the midst of all this hell we live in, and it look like we losing all the time, you have little things happen in fucking places where we were sold like cattle. And you see the get back. And you saw the get back in Alabama. If you watched the video that I put on my Instagram channel, my Instagram page, where the white man broke down that site was one of the top sites where they used to sell slaves. And that when that boy was swimming over to help his co-worker, that he saw a spirit in the water. Okay. And it's a white man. That's why I put it up there. Because if I would have said some shit like that, nobody would pay attention. But because that white man broke it down, that shit got like 99 likes and shit. I put it on Facebook and I put it on Instagram. Hell yeah, Harley. Hell yeah, he was. Cause anybody who comes up independently like that nigga be jealous. Cause they already done sold they soul and have to suck dick or whatever the fuck else they gotta do. But Dolph ain't have to do none of that shit. And that's why he was playing with them when he did that Illuminati fucking video that he did. He was fucking with them. Cause he was telling them I don't have to do that shit. And he turned down the $22 million and they shot him 22 fucking times. What do that tell you? These people be speaking in code to each other. But you see how spirit is? And then they try to keep it a secret. But Dolph came out and told us that he turned down that motherfucking 22 million. He told us himself. Because what y'all have to understand is, because I know y'all be saying, this spirit shit is so this and that. Why are we dying like this? Because they don't recognize death. They only recognize you by your spirit. So when you die, your spirit is still here. If you notice, a body could be here, but it ain't fucking alive if the spirit ain't in it. I'm lying? If the spirit is gone, your body could be here all it wants to be, but it ain't alive until your spirit is there. When your spirit is gone from your body, that's when you're dead. But your body is still fucking here. So what is the battery for your body? Your spirit. That's the battery. And even though they murder and kill us and do all that shit, our spirits are still here. Our family is still here. People that passed away, they still here, yo. I played it for y'all. I played Duke the Jeweler talking when he died. I played the other dude from Monster Cody from LA talking when he died, telling me they lying. I wasn't in no fucking camp. You know what I'm saying? He said that shit while I was live. Both of them. Both of them talked to me while I was live on YouTube. And I didn't hear it while I was live. I didn't hear it till I played it after the live. So y'all know I'm not lying. So it's things like that that happened to me that I knew that spirit. When my homegirl passed away, my childhood friend, when she passed away, she was in Atlanta. And A was in my house. I was at work. AZ paid in full. AZ Faison was in my house. And he called me. He said, yo, the light just cracked and went off by itself. And then I got a phone call that she passed away at the same time that light in my fucking house popped and went off. Because she had came to tell me she was out of here. So spirit, and anytime I feel like my son's father was my rock. My son's father was my best friend. Fuck all that. He was my man shit and I love him shit. No, he was my rock. He was my best friend, whether we was together or not. That was my best friend. He knew me, the real me, inside and out. And anytime I fell down or anything, my son's father died in 1992 on October 26th, which is what? 126. His brother died 30 years later on the same motherfucking day. October 26, 30 years later. Same day. They found him dead in his house. I was on a train. I started seeing my homeboy on the train. I had just found out that he used to be with my son's father. I didn't even know he knew my son's father. And one day I saw him. I was coming home from work on the train. He said, Nay. That's what they call me, y'all. Nay. That was my name, Nay. He said, Nay, I've been looking for you. Is this BL? That's my son's father's name. His nickname was Baby Love, but he was a 5%er. So his name was BLR on the streets, or Dubar, they used to call him. And they was like, he said, somebody sent me this picture. And I want to know if this is BLR. It was a picture I never seen of my son's father before, ever. I just so happened to see him on the train. Someone sent him a picture. And that day, y'all, I was feeling so discouraged. And I seen that picture of him. And it's like he always did when he was alive. Just snapped me right out of that shit. My son's grandmother was the Willie of the projects. My son's father's mother, she was the Willie of the projects. She was the drug. Everybody used to come to her house to buy weed. She held the projects down with the weed, the whole projects. 3E. 3E. She's 80 years old now. She called me the other day. She sound like she fucking younger than me, y'all, out this bitch. She's a fucking queen. If you see the strength that I have, some of it came from her. Powerful. She had niggas. She took niggas with her to DC and opened a weed spot. Because back then, What you could get for here for $10, you could sell here for $10. You could sell it in DC for $20, $30. So she was making double the money that she was making here. So she moved out there. She got a spot in Northwest DC. And the spot was popping. Popping. So these people that she knew, they wanted the spot. But my son's father was in jail at the time. But he wound up coming home and he was running the spot. And they killed him because they wanted that spot. She kept saying, wait till baby love come on, wait till baby love come on. But when they saw my son's father coming to talk to them, mind you, he had a Uzi in the trunk of the car. He didn't take the Uzi with him. Because he said, I know these people. I ain't going to go there and shoot them up and kill them. I'm going to go talk to them. And he went to go talk to them. But when they seen him coming, they started shooting through the door. They were scared to death. They started shooting through the door. That's how my son's father got killed. And my son's father didn't get killed with no big ass gun. He got killed with a 22 because let me tell you, them 22 bullets is murderous. Them 22s on the rifle, them shits will tear you apart in the inside. So my son's father, when I touched him, his skin was still like he was alive. It wasn't hard or none of that shit. Because he had bled internally. He didn't lose a lot of blood because the bullets traveled and ripped him apart on the inside. And he's another one that taught me about spirit because before my son's father left here, I was cursing him out and I told him, if you come over here and fuck with me, I'll fucking kill you. I told him that. That was the last thing I said to my best friend, my son's father. And he died without me getting a chance to tell him I was sorry. So I was fucked up when he died. And I would have been fucked up for the rest of my life. But when I went to sleep, here he come in my dream, standing on these gray rocks with all this blue water, just a whole bunch of water, like Ogun, if you know about the Orishas. This nigga's like, he was like a god standing there. He had on this white outfit with swords. You know what I'm saying? And I said, I love you. I love you. I kept telling him that. I love you. I'm so sorry what I did. I'm sorry. I love you. And he said, you just telling me that now? And he started laughing like we always laugh. But he came back to ease me because he knew that I would have been fucked up for the rest of my life. So he let me know he forgave me for that. And and my son said he had a dream about him, that he took my son to school, and then he said, I gotta go. He said, tell your mother I love her, and I love you too. So I knew that spirit was real. Way before I started learning about it, I knew little shit was happening. So when it was time for me to learn, I could go back to all of these things and really understand and respect that. Yeah, we don't be here, but there's another place where we be at. I'm telling you. Trust me when I say that shit, yo. Even when we moved, when me and my mother bought a house in Brooklyn, and it had a back door, and I could not sleep. Because this was when Brooklyn was crazy. I was like, we got a glass door. I was used to being in an apartment building. You know what I'm saying? And I used to go check the door. I would never be asleep. I would be up all fucking night going to check if the back door was locked and shit. And one night, I don't know if I was dreaming, but I came down the steps and I was going, and he was on the couch, my son's father, sleeping. And he was like, where is you going? I said, I'm going to check the door. He said, go back upstairs and go to sleep. I'm right here. And I never fucking went back and checked that door again, y'all. Because I knew he was there. He was like, where is you going? Like, what the fuck is you doing? And he gave me all these numbers. He must have gave me at least 6 numbers. He was still trying to give me money from beyond. And my dumb ass didn't write the numbers down. But he gave me 6 fucking numbers, yo. But anyway, y'all, it's motherfucking 8:16. I didn't eat yet. I came home, took a shower, and got up here with y'all. That's why I don't get up here. That's why my ass don't get up here, yo. When I get up here, I don't be wanting to get down. I don't be wanting to get off. I could have won the lottery, sis. My man was still trying to give me money, the love of my life. He was still trying to give me money from beyond. He ain't come back and give me no more no more numbers. He was like, damn, they allowed me to do that and you fucked it up. I love y'all too. Hell yeah, I'm 3 hours ahead of you, JR. Shit. It's 8:16 already out this bitch. When I came up here, it was 5:45. I wanted to come off at 7 because I knew that Hood was going live at 7. I'm gonna get some questions. You and see, I would be so comfortable with you interviewing me. You are one person. Either you or Swipe is one. There's two people I could be interviewed with up here. See, I wish it was only 5:17 over here. I fucking wish. But it's goddamn almost 8, and I had to get up here and tell y'all about this dude. Like calling, ringing down my phone. Like, what the fuck? If I wanted a man, this wouldn't be happening. But because I want to be alone, everybody's on my ass. But anyway, y'all, I'm out of here. I love y'all to death. Be safe. Grimo interviewed me one time. Grimo, he interviewed me. But it's almost 7:30. I know, Queen. I know. I be struggling every fucking morning, and I'm old, so you know what happens to me, y'all, when I get up? Like it's like I be bent and I can't walk straight. Like what the fuck? Like, listen, you could get older and you might not look older, but you damn sure feel it in your body, honey. That's the difference between being young and being old. Your ass could go to sleep. I used to be up all night at the club and take a shower, come home, take a shower, change my clothes, and go straight to work, and I would be fine. If I did that shit now, I'd probably pass out. But anyway, I love y'all. Y'all be safe out here in these streets, and stay up, and thanks for hanging out with me. I couldn't stay up here this long if y'all wasn't giving me feedback. So thank you for being here with me and spending y'all time with me. And see, you know I'ma holler at you. Mama Duck said she was going live. She ain't even go live. I can't keep up with her. Later 90s. Later, JR. Later, NC. Later, y'all. Whoever's listening there that's not speaking, you have a good night. You might be one of my spies. I got paparazzi. I love you too. You know what I'm saying? I love you too, the one and more. Love y'all. Y'all be safe out here. Talk to y'all soon. Later, nephew. Later, NC.